Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last chance qualifier for the chase here at Talladega. All the drivers who did not make the chase have one last shot at trying to get in. This is probably one of the biggest races for the drivers that did not make the chase, and a lot is on the line. Now, before I mention about how the rules go and all, I'm here joined in the booth with me is Zach Rogers. How are you doing, Zach? And I'm telling you, each and every driver who did not make that chase, they got to be feeling it right now.
Yes, as I continue to chew this mouthful of cereal. This is the race. Pressure's going to be on. And what is it? I think 3 people make it in, or is it just 1?
2 people. You almost had it. You're
2.
right in the middle. Oh, man. But indeed the case, you're right. The 2 non-chasers that make it to the start-finish line, the first 2, they will make the chase as the last chance. So, let's get on your starting lineup real quickly as Ron Bishop has got the pole. Well, the unofficial pole, I guess, for this event. F.P. Jones III will start second. Third, Nathan Hudson. Fourth, Charles Sanford. Fifth, Benjamin Miles. Sixth, Scott Roush. Seventh is R.J. Bishop. Eighth, William Flickinger. Ninth, Devin Becker completing the top 10, Zach Flickinger. Now, as you're seeing the names go on by, the command will be given. Of course, Zach, Talladega is a big, well-known track, not only just in the NASCAR community, but in the Inter 2003 community. It has had unbelievable crashes and spectacular finishes. As before I continue on, you're about ready to hear the command shortly.
Drivers, start your engines!
As on the final row, we have Carter Friesen and Angel Navarro. Now, of course, because of an event like this, you know every driver who's not made it, they're going to really push it. So if you're in this situation, Zach, how much would you push it in this type of a situation?
I'd push it a lot, I guess. I mean, it's a 29 lap race at Talladega. You know, you're not gonna have a lot of time to get to the front. If for whatever miracle we go green the entire distance, you're probably gonna cycle around on the bottom and top 2 or 3 times. If you get stuck in the middle, it's gonna be really difficult to fall back and get back to the bottom. But if someone's got a strong car and they can hold the lead, we've seen that before too. So yeah, I mean, that's what I got for you.
Well, pace car is on down, 29 laps of action. Here we go. Buckle up tight, folks. The biggest moment of the non-chasers' lives. Great flag is out. We are underway here at Talladega. Now, if you notice here, when we went through our starting lineup, the top 2 drivers right there, Ron Bishop and F.P. Jones III, they made the chase. You're also probably wondering who exactly has made the chase. That is a very good question. Both of the Bishops, Ron and RJ, F.P. Jones III, Benjamin Miles, Cole Devers, Seth Cole. Then you have also just a couple of wild cards I want to mention real quickly is Zach Flickinger and Joshua Sokoli. So Courtney Keith, I guarantee you, she's definitely wanting to have that good run so her 2 wins really could come into fruition. Nathan Fisher's made the chase. Jake Baskinger barely made the chase by 2 points. And look at this, 4 wide coming to the line. It's going to be Brett Pritchard. Wow, barely leading them down. And of course, with Talladega, you're going to see a lot of 3 and 4 wide. And if, you know, these drivers, you got to know when the limit is, man.
4 wide is really going to be pushing it. They might make it a corner or so. After that, it's probably going to be a little bit of a squeeze factor, and then we'll probably see a wreck. So doing that at the very front of the field, not a good idea.
Yeah, 4 wide, you could somewhat do at a track like this, as long as you don't lean. But if you go 5 wide, yeah, you're just asking for it. And of course, you have to mention too, in an event like this, lead laps do not matter. But all your main objective, if you're a non-chaser, get in the top 2 and stay there. Right now, Courtney Keith William Brock, they're doing it right now. James Quall's now trying to take that second position away. And I'm telling you, these drivers are going to push it hard. Now, of course, there are a few drivers that will be leaving in the NRSL altogether. Or they may come back. I'm not too sure. As I have a weird hardware scan popping up. I'm terribly sorry how that thing kept popping up here. But anyways, as the drivers are still keeping it clean and green. James Qualls, though, with a rather small lead for now. But Cody Lamas, though, in that 5 car, going to now take that lead away from the 70 at the line. And of course, you want to time yourself right at a track like this, especially when the cautions come out and with a few laps to go. But you make it exactly right there, Zach. Inside line is obviously going to be the preferred line. You cannot make that mistake at all.
Yeah, and you don't want to be in the middle either, because then when the 4 wide happens, like it almost did, it looked like it was going to there. When the 4 wide happens, the people in the middle are the ones that usually end up wrecking.
Now, Zach, I remember a couple seasons ago, you've been in the Chase LCQ with me in the booth. This isn't the first time, but I'll tell you what, we had some crazy finishes out here. And, you know, Talladega is known for that. It has its crazy finishes, especially when you were here for the Cup race. I think what it was season 4, I want to say it was. We had where Trent Dunham just about got into a wreck on the front straight on the last lap, held up a few drivers, which was PJ Williams, and it allowed Tanner Sullivan to manage to get into the final spot right there. I don't know if we'll see another crazy finish like that, because I guess what I'm saying is that with you in the booth, we've had some crazy moments, but with the way how these drivers are, we may get a good show right here, as they're going to go 3 wide for the second position. Kyle Matthews up at the point right now.
I feel bad for my brother Ace there in the 91 this season, up there on the top, green Mountain Dew car. Excuse me. He's just going to kind of fall back here. As you can see, there's already 3 cars in front of him now.
Now, another thing, too, is that there's drivers that are in the bottom of the points. You got drivers like Benny Watson. You got drivers like DJ Curtis. Drivers like Angel Navarro. Drivers like Jesse Turner. Drivers like Nathan Orman. If they could get a win, or at least in that second position, they get in as well. And that has happened before. We had Michael Walton, who was dead last in the points. Hell, we almost had 42nd and 41st in the points make it in through the Chase LCQ. That is basically why they call it a last chance qualifier. Anyone. It's basically a free ticket, your last chance. And these drivers who've struggled so much, they're saving up for this. That's their time to go all out. And I don't blame them to be in that position and try. But, you know, how lucky could you be if you're a driver in that position?
Yeah, it's going to be all about really luck, but it's also a little bit of skill, because you have to position yourself right, you know, falling back on the top or falling back on the bottom or moving up on the bottom. You all have to coordinate it, because if you can just follow someone in line and then you get that draft, you hold your position, you don't fall to the top side either. So, like right there, there's a perfect move into turn 3. If it were the last lap, that would be a perfect move. And, you know, it's all about timing.
Now, of course, Angel Navarro, this is his final season. This season has not been too kind to him. He's 41st in the standings. You got Nathan Orman, who's 40th in the standings. And there's Kyle Keith, who's going to lead a lap right there, even though it's not really going to matter. You got Taryn Jeffries, who's been in the top 30s in the points. And I'm trying to see through here. Elijah Leonard, he's 38th in the points, I believe it was. And this is good for those type of drivers. Now, of course, when we were here also for race 12, we had a really crazy race. And I mean, it was crazy. And those drivers who have won super speedway races this season, they do in a way hold an advantage, because they know they have survived those type of races. They can win those type of races. It shows I could do these racetracks and handle them. Whether it be Talladega, Armory, Daytona, hell, even Pensacola even too. But then don't forget, once that chase comes, it's a whole different schedule. You get the mix of some crazy road course racing, some crazy speedway racing, and of course, some even crazier super speedway racing. Right now, though, Kyle Keith, Elijah Leonard, they are currently the top two of the non-chasers that are in the clinching spot. But this is only lap 9 of 29. Of course, anything could really change and still happen. And so far, we're kind of testing the 4 wide. It's been right up in the front of the field and a little contact between Orman and Benjamin Miles, but they're going to keep it together.
This is not looking good. Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, they
I was
got it to
hoping
work
they'd
for
get
now.
it.
And Carter Friesen, yeah, I thought so. He's going to push his fellow Canadian buddy there out to the middle line, Patrick Smith, and they're going to go 4 wide for position. And again, like you mentioned, the worst place to do it, right in front of the field. Man, I'm telling you, Benjamin Miles, I don't know if he's being a target or something, but that's the second time some cars nearly pinched him in the corner of the turn and sent him into the wall there.
Let's see if that Hertz car can get back in line, because otherwise he'll be stuck in the 4 wide situation until they wreck. And it looks like he does.
Yeah, for now, it looks like he does. That is a good sign right there. And now Carter Friesen up to the point. Friesen also is one of those drivers who's definitely not had a good season at all. He's been involved in just about every wreck this season. It's just not been well for him, but he's still hanging on in at least a, well, it's not been decent. And whoa, someone's got an issue. Bit of a breakup. Something's wrong with the 15, I think it is. Yes, it is. There's a problem. It's Patrick Smith. Problems for Patrick Smith in the Lance Auto Parts Toyota. I don't know if he blew up or a gear broke, but that car is just done.
That car is going to stop on the apron, but hopefully no one should be coming, so it should not be a yellow flag.
No, I don't think so. And that was just random. He just randomly just broke. And in turn, it really held up Benny Watson, James Qualls, Jesse Turner, and Seth Cole. And then these guys, they're kind of separated.
I think this group right here should catch. Oh wait, nope. That's really split. That was
unfortunate.
What's our car count up front? Here? Like a dozen?
Well, from where Cody Lamas is at, that is 13 right there. William Brock should be able to get up there. That'll be 14. And then you got Benjamin Miles, Zach Flickinger, and Emmanuel Hartnett just barely hanging on to that pack. That's 17. But these guys here, they're trying to get reformed. But if you notice, they're really more pack racing rather than just staying single file, which that's not a good sign right there.
I've seen plenty of plate racing where there's 2 packs equal size and the second pack never can.
But man, you got to feel for those drivers in that rear of the field there. Ironic enough, only one driver is only confirmed. That's Seth Cole, but James Qualls, Benny Watson, and Jesse Turner, they got the worst end of that there. And Patrick Smith, he's already out of the race. Let's see if they have encountered the problem. Rather not. I thought they did. He's still on pit road.
It'll probably be a few laps.
Probably, definitely something mechanical. As Benjamin Miles and William Brock, they've officially made it back into the pack. So now the question is to be remain for Zach Flickinger and Emmanuel Hartnett if they can get up there. And
it looks like Hartnett's going to fall back. I don't think he has enough. He's not close enough to the front. When he was, he didn't have enough push from the back.
Yeah.
And it looks like Flickinger is kind of on the fence because he no longer has the push from Hartnett. And he's barely hanging on.
I don't know. We'll see. He looks like he's going to because he's got the speed. He's going 192, about the same speed as them.
As long as those cars on the top take a long time to sink back to the bottom, he should catch.
Uh-oh, 4 wide in the second packet. Oh, there goes Kyle Matthews. And a crash will happen. Scott Roush, Nathan Hudson, Jessica Shelton, Angel Navarro.
There's that last pack coming.
Look out, guys. Oh, Benny Watson. Seth Cole also involved.
I think all 4 of those cars were in that.
James Qualls. I think only one escaped. I think that was Jesse Turner. I think he did because I don't see any damage. So
he was the only one.
Jesse Turner's going to have a second chance. And a big caution coming out as we were past halfway. And that was...
Did I just hear second chance and the second chance or the last chance?
I don't
Second
know.
chances in the last chance.
Oh, I don't know before you think about it. Oh, William Brock just took out Benjamin Miles and Joshua Osborne. Oh, and right into Zach Flickinger.
And they're going to pile in again.
That's Devin
Oh,
Becker I just heard.
yep.
Who is 11th in the points. Ramian Fisher just got a piece of it. That was the Xfinity champion from last season who didn't make it in. I didn't mean to cut you off, Zach, because I seen that coming, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's not a good sign.
Lot of no more second chances in the last chance.
Nope.
I think our field size got cut down to third.
I think so. We'll see in a minute who will be coming down pit road, but Brett Pritchard out in front, and I believe he is in the top 10 in points, but Carter Friesen and Cody Lamas, they are second and third. I believe Friesen and Lamas, they are the two drivers that are currently the top two in the LCQ battle. Because you remember...
Well, coincidentally, we're right at the halfway point, so if anyone needs to pit to make it, here's their chance.
Well, they don't need to come down pit road for fuel, not that I know of, but... Yeah, William Brock, Benjamin Miles, Connor Myers coming down pit road.
Basically, everyone with superficial damage.
Nathan Orman. Oh, Jackie Tang, your Cup champion. And Fisher's out of it. Wow, Ramian Fisher, who will not be defending his title. I'll be. Ace Rogers got involved, but he's made the chase, so no worries there. Jeffrey Finguy on down. Jessica Shelton. There's Becker. You got to kill for that right there. He's 11th in points, just 2 points away from making the chase. And it looks like that'll be the end for him making the championship this season. Tang will come back out with no hood. There's Finguy. There's Scott Roush. That's the hometown hero, by the way. Forgot to mention for this race. Benny Watson, who's just had a miserable season, and it'll continue the show. He will not make it as well. And James Qualls, who was one of those people I thought was going to get through, but only Jesse Turner from that 4-car pack made it through, and he's out of it. So Brett Pritchard down front. Let's go take a look with ourselves, our first caution, and probably will be our only caution. Maybe, you never know. We'll see. Well, welcome back. Here is, they were just about making a 4-wide attempt, and you could see that the 95 of Nathan Orman was trying to make a move on Kyle Matthews, and unfortunately, Kyle just forgot that the 95 was right there, and you're going to see it just shortly, right about here. And, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, veteran or rookie, you cannot make a rookie mistake like this. That really makes you pay the price.
Yeah, it's just a 4-wide gone wrong right at the entry of the corner, and someone turns down. Oh, look at that. Someone turned right down in the Orman and then bounced straight back up in the traffic.
That was Scott Roush. Yeah, in the 60. And then you see Nathan Hudson. He gets heavily involved. And watch Finguy right there get a piece. And then Navarro just nowhere to go. You see Fisher actually avoids that one there. There you see Ace Rogers and Jessica Shelton get involved. And then you're going to see the 4-car pack coming on in. That is...
Ace is in it.
Yeah, I told you he's in it.
It's already in the...
Now you see, here's Turner, here's Seth Cole, Benny Watson, and James Qualls. Remember, Seth Cole's the only one that made the chase. So I don't think he really should worry too much, but you see these three are down low. Jesse Turner's up high, and then you're going to see Watson go into there. There's Seth Cole. James Qualls is already involved. Seth Cole goes into there. 3. And you can see with Turner going on the high line, he made it through. Which, that's unbelievable. And Turner, by the way, I think is 32nd in the points. But you're going to see he did the right call. And he's a rookie this season. But trust me, he ain't no rookie in the other series. He's well known. And I'll tell you what, it shows where, you know, for being in the community this long, you can make smart moves. And for Turner, that's really going to help him out right there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he saw... He was kind of 3 wide there, and if he had stayed his line, he probably would have hit the 60 or the 23. Instead, he went towards the wall. Looks like he scrapes it a little bit here, but he gets through scot-free.
Now, of course, we get through that incident for the most part, but then there was a follow-up, and that involves the 26 of William Brock, which we're going to find him, and that was kind of unfortunate when it happened because I seen it when you mentioned about the whole joke at me, which we'll probably talk about in a bit. But right as that happened, I'd kind of seen, you're going to see right here with the 26, because it is kind of ironic that they do this a lot here at Talladega. The cars will come on down and try to form their own line, but you forget they come double wide, and I think Brock, yeah, he beat out Benjamin Miles. That's exactly what happened. He thought that, he was going to buy, and Miles, I guess, wasn't giving him some slack, so I don't really know what William Brock was thinking right here. That was just a dumb move.
Poor Osborne's just a victim of circumstance here.
I believe he is actually continuing, so that is the good news. However, I don't think Osborne's now going to have a chance to win. Now, Zach Flickinger, again, he's made the chase, so that shouldn't really be a worry for him, but he did get involved. But then you're going to see, as we go back
All
to the
these
helicopter,
guys coming up here,
yeah, we're going
victim of circumstance.
We're going to go back to helicopter watch. Emmanuel Hartnett's going to get by. DJ Curtis is going to get by. First car involved is going to be Connor Meyer. You're going to see in that Avis Toyota. Goes right to Osborne. There's Devin Becker, Jake Baskinger. They all get involved. Then you're going to see a couple other cars coming on in. There's Jackie Tang in the 7. Nathan Orman in the 95. Tang just runs over the 95 and gets damaged there. And, I thought for Fisher's damage, I thought it wasn't that bad, and, he was going to continue, but I guess on the inside, that really hurt his car there, and that's a tough break right there, because he was kind of having an okay season, and, the last couple of races, he was actually having a good momentum swing, but unfortunately, he will not be defending his crown there, and that's a tough break right there, because, for Fisher, he moved from the 22 to the 12 and formed his own team, and unfortunately, it's going to bite the dust for him right there. But the good news is, at least he does have a brother that will be bound for the championship, trying to defend the name and all. So that is a good thing there.
And the pace car driver's looking in his mirror like, what a bunch of...
Caution is out for the first time today. Brett Pritchard down front. Let's take it back to the green. Well, after a blowing nose session by Rogers there, had to do that. Out of the race include a number of people there. Benny Watson, Irogative's dead last of the points. He will end up 42nd. James Qualls, Angel Navarro, Nathan Hudson, Scott Roush, Patrick Smith, who's 3 laps down. He is still continuing, so he'll be moving on up in the standings in a bit there. Ace Rogers, Ramian Fisher, Devin Becker, Connor Meyer, Benjamin Miles, William Brock, and Joshua Osborne all out of the race. Now, 29th, Jessica Shelton. 28th, Kyle Matthews. 27th, Nathan Orman. And those guys right there, they do have some damage. And I believe from 24th on down, who are continuing, they are going to be off the pace. 23rd on up will be up to speed. And by the way, I made a mistake that when we were going to take a look at the yellow, I said that Brett Pritchard was one of the drivers that made the chase. My mistake, he is actually not in the chase. So as of right now, if the things stayed officially where they are, Brett Pritchard and Carter Friesen, they would be the top 2 making it in. But of course...
And if you couldn't tell, we're on about a 60-second delay because we forgot our click remotes at home and forgot to pause when we went to look at the caution.
Which is all right. That still doesn't mean we can get some good green flag racing, though. As right now, Patrick Smith, you can see... Now remember, he had that problem earlier, but they got it fixed. He's back out on the course. And when we were going over the break and, before going back to green, you were definitely right. He could play as a pick. But the question remains, could he? Well, because Connor Meyer, he's already out of the race. What would you do in Patrick's decision there? Would you help out a fellow competitor, a fellow Toyota driver?
Well, apparently he's going to hold up the leaders and make them go 4 wide.
Hell, he could technically help Carter Friesen, the 84, even though he's doing the complete opposite right now, because remember, Smith and Friesen are both fellow Canadian drivers, so that is something that could happen, but you never know. Now, remember, as mentioned, Jesse Turner, when what happened to Patrick Smith, he as well as Seth Cole and a couple other drivers, they lost touch with the pack. They were the 4 drivers that really lost it. Well, when that caution came out in that second pack, he was the only driver to make it through the entire portions of the wreck. Well, guess what? He is just barely hanging on here. Now, if you also remember, RJ Bishop and Ron Bishop, they made the chase. They don't have to care about anything what happens. That doesn't mean they can help Jesse Turner get on up there. RJ is literally right behind him, and oh my God, they're four wide in this
again.
pack, and they're going to keep it together. Ron's been hanging up in the pack this entire time, but again, I don't think it's really going to matter. And look at this. Courtney Keith, who's got 2 wins this season, but didn't make the chase. She is trying to do what she can to get up there, but here comes Elijah Leonard.
I'll tell you what, based on the amount of 4 wide we've seen since the restart, I'd say the level of competition has gone up because all these drivers are really going for it now.
And you know that aggression is really going to be happening for sure. Yeah, let's see, we got about Nicholas Wade that's just hanging on into that pack right here. That is 22nd. 23rd right now is William Flickinger, and I don't know, man, because you see Orman, he's lost touch. Jake Baskinger, he's made the chase, so I wouldn't worry about him. However, William Flickinger's barely hanging on to that pack, but I guarantee he wants to be up there. You already know he wants to be.
You see right now, he's just kind of searching for that air. Like, who am I closer to that's at the back of this pack?
I think he's going to get in because he's going to get Pritchard.
The 01 there is running the middle. Yeah, that's going to help.
Sanford, yeah, and don't forget, too, for some drivers, this is their last chance that, you know, they're going to be in both series. So, of course, to make both chases, this is the last time for some drivers that can do that. The only one who is able to confirm be in both chases is Seth Cole and Zach Flickinger.
And we know Zach Flickinger is retiring league-wide at the end of these seasons.
And from what we have gathered, I believe is Adam Flickinger that will be taking over at this point. And we'll see what will happen at the end, but that doesn't mean Zach's going to try. And it's kind of ironic, too. And even the season before he announced his retirement, you know, it was his breakout year. He was having the great year there, and, you know, that was his new look there. And I do not believe this. Look who's in third, who just got put in that high line there, but I can't believe how quickly he's been up there. How about Jesse Turner in that 78?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, wreck avoidance is key at plate tracks.
And it's paid off for sure, and now he's currently in that top 2 in the non-chaser battle. RJ says, all right, you had your moment. Now get up there and try to win. And they're 4 wide, a little bit behind where William Flickinger is, and they're going to settle back out.
And now Turner. If they were the wreck right now, we would get a 1-lap shootout, I believe, or a 2-lap shootout.
I think 1 lap. You're right about that.
Actually, we would be racing back right now to 6 to go. That would be a 2-lapper. If we were racing back to 5 to go, it would be a 1-lapper. If they took the caution at 4 to go, the race would end.
And Patrick Smith, remember, he's a lap down car. He's going to get his lap back. Pritchard, again, we failed to mention he was actually 12th in the points, and my mistake. He's currently the top 2. Now Kyle Keith, look at that. The SKM Brigade now starting to work their way up. Look at all the Chevys starting to work up one another. You got SKM in the top 2. You got William Brock Motorsports with Emmanuel Hartnett. You got Flickinger Racing with William Flickinger. Then you got Charles Sanford in the 0-1, all right there. Here come the Chevys coming out full force. Sanford making it 4 wide for position.
Well, if they want a 1-lap shootout, actually, it's lap 25. We wouldn't get a 1-lap shootout.
Yeah, about to say, that would be it right there. And they know that risk is there. They're nearly trying to go 5 wide for a bit. Oh, my God. That is insane.
We're 4 wide in the first 2 rows almost.
4x4 in the front of the pack. That caution comes out. That race is over. Look at Jones. Oh, there goes a wreck. Leonard has flipped. And a huge wreck. Leonard has flipped over. This is going to determine the finish. Top 2 right now are chasers. Top 2 non-chasers. Here comes Courtney Keith in the 24. Charles Sanford right now is the other driver. I don't even know if he's going to hang on, but I think safe to say Courtney Keith is going to make it in.
They are still 4 wide in the pack.
I think it's going to be down to Cody Lamas and William Flickinger, but look at Terrence Jeffries in the 45. He's also announced he's not going to come back next season. But Cody's going to go right there. I think that's going to seal the deal right there. Courtney Keith and Cody Lamas, they are the two non-chasers that are up there with just 2 laps to go. Or is it? Oh, they're right there.
4, 3. I don't know anymore. I don't know what lap we're on. I can't really read it.
3 to go. 3 to go. I thought the ticker would say 2, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just too excited. And they wrecked again. And they have known what has lost.
Well, it wasn't our top 2 non-chasers, so yay.
Anticlimactic. Damn it. But Courtney Keith, she did lead at the line. Of course, she is the top non-chaser. If you notice, second and third are chasers, which is FB Jones III and Joshua Sicoli. And then fourth place is Cody Lamas. He is also not clinching, which I think, let me double check where he is in the points. So there is going to be a bit of a pause. I think Cody is 36th in the points. Wow, that is a huge gamble right there, and it paid off for sure.
Kind of reminds me of Ace a few seasons ago when he was, what was it, 41st in the points, and 41st. He made it in.
It just tells you, man, how lucky you can get off him. It pays off.
Well, now to go see who flipped.
Yeah, we've seen Elijah Leonard. We may as well take a pause, and we'll take a look what happens. The drivers are going to come to 2 to go. Well, I hate for races to end under caution and have a little anticlimactic there, but, well, this was a wreck. You're going to see Elijah Leonard was just trying to keep his line and just didn't see RJ Bishop right there, and they go right into TJ Hanley, and man, Elijah Leonard, he's going to take a ride, you're going to see. And TJ Hanley was also on his side, you could see there in that 07, and watch, he's actually going to land while the 87 is flipping. Wow, that 07 got way off there and then goes right into the 98. They both go down. Wow, that 87, that Stanley Tool Chevrolet just tumbling up the banking, which you don't really ever get to say that a lot in these days, and then comes down the banking on his roof, and I believe he actually landed back on 4 wheels.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that both of the wrecks here in the Outback race were going into turn 1 4 wide. The first one was someone on the bottom hooking the guy above him, and then this one was the opposite.
Yeah, now if you notice here when we came to the line, of course the 24 led them down, and then Cody Lamas was second, but of course there was a follow-up wreck that took place, which we're going to look at right now to see just what the heck happened. I think the drivers knew they lost it, so I guess they pulled an and I think it may have been Carter Friesen was the one that caused it, and it was kind of the same incident.
Yep.
That was just about mirrored.
Yeah, pretty much mirrored, except up.
Charles Sanford on the side.
Yeah.
Kyle Keith got involved. DJ Curtis. Wow, look at Charles Sanford. Where have we seen that before? Cars riding the safer barrier like that. Holy cow.
Everywhere.
No kidding. I guess that's a common thing. And then Kyle Keith going around, so he will not make the chase altogether for the NRSL. And Patrick Smith. Wow, you avoid that one. That was amazing luck. Seth Cole avoid this one? Okay, yeah, he did. That's what I thought. I thought I had seen another car come down pit road, but wait, I just remembered it was only the 87 that did. But crazy wreck that involved Elijah Leonard. And again, right now, the top 2 as we speak of the non-chasers are Courtney Keith and Cody Lamas. We'll take a quick onboard with a couple of drivers from the first wreck, and then we'll take a look. We're going to see if anything's going to change from there. We were in the cockpit of Seth Cole's car. Take a look how close he was of getting involved in this wreck. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was pretty close there, and then you can see TJ Hanley, RJ Bishop, they went around right there. On board, RJ Bishop. Yeah, just had nowhere to go in that one. You know, from the looks of that there, it looked like Leonard just came up the course a bit and just took out RJ. That was me, though. Well, this is going to be the onboard of the year. Onboard Elijah Leonard, and you may want to hang on this one. This is going to be wild.
Queue up, do a barrel roll. At least he's driving a tool car.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, there's a look at what happened. Caution's out. Let's take you back under that yellow and see if we're going to, anything else changes from where Courtney Keith and Cody Lamas are. Well, welcome back. You have not missed much as the lights are still on as we are on the white flag lap. Courtney Keith out in front in that 24 car. And, you know, I remember last time when we had 3 drivers with 2 wins, I believe the 3rd driver was Audra Baranowskis. And the funny thing was that Audra did not make the chase in that situation. She got crashed out coming into this race, and I believe that was in Season 5. She drove the 2 car at that time. It was a lot different. Courtney Keith fell into that situation. She knew she did not want to be in Audra's situation, and she came out on top and is going to be making the chase for Set Keith Motorsports. And I believe my memory serves me correctly, I believe she also is the one of only 2 drivers of that team that's going to be making it along with Ace Rogers. So that is at least a good sign for the team. But regardless, going to be interesting to see what will happen though.
In blows.
As coming down the front straight, you're going to see their car number 24, Courtney Keith in the pink Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. She is going to make the chase. And Cody Lamas in car number 5 in that Lowe's Chevrolet, he too will also make the chase. It's the final transfer spot. Courtney Keith and Cody Lamas will transfer themselves into the chase in the battle for the championship.
Cody's so ecstatic, he just, like, broke the roof with his llama head.
He probably is moaning like a llama at this point. So that's Roger's llama moan there. But of course, here come the full results. Carl, that kills people.
Oh, I did not know that.
I did not know that for sure. But of course, 24 cars finished the race in the lead lap. Patrick Smith finished the race 27th, 3 laps down, and 25th on down, all out of the race. Again, normally the results really don't matter as much as long as you finish the top 2, you made the chase. But again, want to congratulate Courtney Keith and Cody Lamas on making the chase. Here's the bottom half for those who were wondering where from there. Premiere mode is probably going to go crazy at this point if there is. If not, then I really don't know what to say except for the people who are watching, or unless watch it just by regular. Of course, regardless if you are or not, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like, comment your thoughts, subscribe, part the NRSL button, hit that subscribe button down below. Think it's all over for me and Zach Rogers there. I almost just said Ace Rogers. That would have been kind of funny and ironic there. We will see you guys later for the Cup LCQ. That way I can have a good breather. Probably get a good little soda shot in me and probably everything. Not sponsored, by the way, with the product I'll be drinking in a few minutes. Until then,
everyone has to get a sugar shot.
I know. Everyone needs to. We'll see you for the Cup Race LCQ. That's going to be going on by. Who will get it from there? I will never know. One thing for certain there, it's definitely going to be a shit fest. Probably. We'll see. Until then, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. I know, language. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Here come the Cup tomorrow. Until then, see ya.